Hi there, and welcome to Tucson Media Partners Partner Profiles. I'm Brett Fera here, and I'm excited to be sitting alongside the best dressed man in Tucson Media Partners, James Molina. Hey James, how are you?
Doing?
And glad to have you here today.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks.
So we're going to run through a handful of questions. We want to introduce you out there to Tucson and to the community in Southern Arizona, and so we're going to kind of hit the gamut and let everybody learn about you and how you do in this role. So. First question, kind of looking backward, you've been here 6 years, I think you told me, at Tucson Media Partners, but we want to go back even further than that. What's the first job you ever held?
So my dad was an electrician, so I used to go do side jobs on the weekends. And I hated it, to be honest with you. But I learned a lot from him. And this is back in the days where they didn't have business cards. It was all word of mouth. So I saw how he dealt with his customers. Now, I didn't like doing the work, but I sure learned a lot from him and helped me, in the future to apply it to my jobs.
What kind of things did you apply? You mentioned the idea of not having business cards. When we were talking before, you mentioned no internet and things like that. It required a total different approach in some respects.
It was customer service and quality work.
And that's something that you carry on today in your role here with Tucson Media Partners. Tell us more about your history with Tucson Media Partners. Again, you've been with us 6 years and the path that sort of led you here.
Sure. Well, I was co-owner of a business in the past. I thought that was going to be where I spent the rest of my career, and ended up not happening. So I ended up coming here in December of 2016, and it's been a blessing.
Describe what your role is now with Tucson Media Partners and working with the community and the partners that we serve.
Sure. My area of focus is cannabis, bars and restaurants, nonprofits, and events, and I love it.
We've talked a lot. We've gotten to work together on some projects.
Sure.
Cannabis is such an interesting one because it is so thriving in terms of groundswell up and coming because of a lot of changes to the approach community-wide in the last year. Tell us a little bit about that and what that's been like working with those clients and helping them not just thrive their business, but really get moving in the first place.
It's been great. I think we're in early, and it's been a learning experience for everyone. It's endless opportunities in this industry. So I do have a background in it, so I'm very passionate about it. My mother passed away from cancer, so she was actually a cannabis user, kept her alive for years, helped her eat during her chemo and things like that. So I have a lot of passion for what I do, and I take pride in it, and it's a growing industry. Your
role spans so many different areas. We talk about a print newspaper, but also the digital elements and multimedia components of your role as a multimedia account executive.
Sure.
What's unique in that sense about what Tucson Media Partners offers our clients and the Tucson community?
We're community-based, being here 140 plus years. Our strong ties to the community make us the industry here, the media company here.
So looking more at you personally and your family and your life, Saturday in the summer, on a Saturday afternoon, what are you doing? Where do we find James Molina in the community here in Tucson?
With my wife and kids, probably at a nice beer garden, drinking a cold IPA.
IPAs, all right.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, in your background, we talked about this. You have a background in that industry, and that's one of your main portfolios is serving the restaurant industry as well.
Yeah. I used to be on the other side of that, so I was the one working with account executives in purchasing advertising. So I know what it's like, and I know what worked for me and what did not work. So I think it gives me an edge when dealing with my customers.
So you mentioned being on that other side, so this can be answered from either the current role you have or that other side and working with people from sort of the client's perspective. Can you share a particularly memorable or rewarding experience that you've had, I guess, in either side, working with either a client or working as the client?
Sure. I have a client that has me speak at his quarterly events. So I speak to his team. He'll have a party at his house, and I'm the spokesperson, and it's great. And I talk about, the advertising, how the year was, and things like that. So, and it's at his house. So it makes me feel great.
Well, I was going to ask you too, what's the biggest compliment you ever received in your role? It sounds like that might be it, or is there another one that you would kind of put up right alongside?
I think that's one. I've had clients that need something on a Saturday, and I'll do it.
What's a piece of marketing wisdom? I think back to what you were saying about working with your dad as an electrician and growing through the different areas of your career, but what's a piece of marketing wisdom that has been shared with you that you've carried with you to this day and that always continues to sort of pop onto your shoulder as, I'm going to keep remembering this and putting this into motion?
If you put 100%, you will see the results, and I'm a firm believer of that. I know this is a numbers game, so it's about reaching as many people as I can and going from there. So really, if you put in the work, you'll get the result.
I know that you're a lifelong Tucson resident. What's your favorite thing about Tucson? What is Tucson to you and your family?
The culture and the food. I've been here my whole life, and I love it.
We were talking about how Tucson is the city of gastronomy tag from UNESCO is only a handful of years old, but you've known that for decades in your heart, it sounds like.
Oh, it's great. We have wonderful food.
What's been the most rewarding aspect of your role at Tucson Media Partners and what you can provide for the community in that sense?
Well, I'd say the support I receive here makes my job a lot easier, from assistants to managers to everyone involved in between. I've had a lot of support, and it's helped me be successful.
Well, thanks for being with us today, James. We appreciate it. And thank you for watching. You can like, subscribe, and we hope to see you next time here on Tucson Media Partners Partner Profiles. Take care.